Hi, my name is Vaishnavi Tatineni and I am a rising senior at Prosper High School.
Hi, my name is Lahari, Abbaraju, and I am a rising sophomore at Wakeland High School.
And we're both from Dallas, Texas.
In the US.
What brings you to Kuchipudi village?
We did an internship in the Ravi Prakash SiliconAndhra Sanjivani hospital. So for 8 days we came and we shadowed physicians and we watched surgeries and we got a lot of skills developed.
Do you want to add something to it?
No, I think she covered it all basically.
Starting from your first day, what was your first impression as you walked into the hospital?
Okay, I can start. So my first impression was that it was a really lively place. Everyone seemed really friendly with each other. I think the first thing I noticed was all of the nurses in the corner and they all seemed to be like laughing and like talking together, and I thought that was really cool. And then like as I went up the floors, I saw that like all of like the staff and the doctors and everyone seemed like they had a really close, tight-knit community.
Yeah, I have to agree with that because it was just a very smiley place from like the first step that I walked in. From the security guards to the staff, it was just really, really like nice.
Why did you choose this place to do your internship out of everyone else?
Okay, so I want to be a trauma surgeon, but one of my long-term goals is to become a part of Doctors Without Borders because I'm really passionate about rural healthcare and low-income healthcare. And so I was thinking if I wanted to go into Doctors Without Borders and rural healthcare, I thought it might be cool to get a little glimpse into what rural healthcare looks like from like an earlier standpoint rather than like exploring that when I'm in med school or doing my undergrad, which is why I chose to come to this hospital specifically.
I chose to come to this hospital because I want to be either a gynecologist or a neurologist, and I just want to help the people who like really, really need it the most. Because it's one thing if you treat people who have money and who will give you money, but it's another thing if you treat people who actually like really, really need help.
Nice. So tell us about your day one. Who did you shadow? How did you tour the hospital? What all did you see? What other departments did you see?
I think day one was really just our like general surgery day, right? Or general medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we shadowed like a good 3 to 4 of the general medicine doctors. I think the first person we shadowed was Dr. Shiva Prakash. Prasad, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Shiva Prasad, and he taught us how to like listen for like lung sounds and heart sounds and things like that.
Yeah, our first day was just a general tour of the hospital. We met a lot of the nurses and a lot of the general doctors, as Vaishnavi said. So we just got to know everyone.
What specialties did you cover in the last 8+ days?
Okay, I'll go in order. So we obviously visited general medicine, general surgery, and internal medicine, and then we went to dental. And then we went to gynecology, pediatrics, ENT. We just recently visited dermatology and
Cardiology.
yes, cardiology, neurology, and I think that's about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Out of all these specialties, what one department was intriguing for you guys?
I think we can both agree on this one when we say gynecology.
Yes.
We absolutely loved gynecology. I think since the first day we went to gynecology, I think we've spent every day at least 2 hours with Dr. Lily Paul. Her specialty is so interesting and we both really love babies and kids. And then also the Dr. Lily Paul is just one of the easiest and most fun people to talk to. I felt like we could really relate to her, and yeah, she was just a lot of fun to be around and she taught us a lot, and so yeah.
Yeah, she was the one who made me question if I actually wanted to go into neurology because I really, really enjoyed gynecology. And then once the women came in with like nervous on their faces and they went left with like calm and they're relieved and stuff, and I was like, I want to make people feel that way. So I really, really loved gynecology.
Tell us about the immersion experience when you were touring the Kuchipudi village, the Anganwadi school, the Zilla Parishad High School, the cultural heritage of this village.
I think the culture is so prominent in this village, especially when we went to the schools. Everybody's speaking in Telugu, which is, I really, really love that.
Yeah, I have to add to that. I definitely want to say that walking into the high school that we visited, at the start I was really nervous because I wasn't sure if the kids there would like me or if they would see my broken Telugu and think I wasn't that cool or I wasn't super smart. But once I got there, I found that it was so easy to talk to the kids there, and they were so sweet, and they definitely did not judge me on my horrible Telugu. And yeah, I found that even though we're from completely different areas of life, I found that they're honestly just a lot like me, and I thought that was really cool.
How about the Anganwadi school, the pre-primary students?
So
they're so cute.
You're so cute. So before we went to the Abbaraju High School, we went to the Anganwadi school of just like smaller kids, right? And it made me really happy that they have like a learning place and they're learning their ABCs, the days of the week, and like bits of English and stuff. And it just made me really, really happy.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. But the teacher did tell us that they are kind of low on resources, and that made me quite sad. So I hope that in the future, once I have more economic stability for myself, I hope to help give them more resources and things like that.
So just to tee that up, what do you think other students in the US and elsewhere can benefit by such immersive experiences?
I think this program is really great for people who don't really know what they want to go into yet, or they aren't really sure if they're interested in medicine, or if they are interested in medicine, they aren't sure like what specialties they think are important. So I would say it's really great for that, because the doctors here are some of the kindest, most understanding, most amazing people I've ever met, and they were so kind and they will explain everything to you. So there's a lot of different specialties as well, so you can really explore everything and kind of get an understanding. So like Lahari said, she originally wanted to be a neurologist, but as she met the gynecology doctor, she found that she actually really liked gynecology as well. But overall, I would also recommend it from my perspective of people who want to go into surgery, because when I started at this hospital, I knew I wanted to be a surgeon, but I had never really seen a real surgery, and so I wasn't sure if I'd be taken aback by like the sight of blood or something would scare me. And so I think for people who really just want to see surgeries and want to experience what that culture is like and what like an operation theater looks like, I think it'd be really cool to come here.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything she said. All of the doctors are incredibly kind and understanding, and they're so helpful, and they will answer every single question that you have. And at first they were a little scary because, you know, I don't know them and stuff, but like throughout the 8 days that we were here, we really got close to them, and we really learned a lot about the anatomy of the human body, about what each doctor does, about how much like people need them. So it was a great experience for me, so I think everyone can benefit from that.
What do you think, what would you like to add? If you guys were to come back next year, what is the one thing you'd like to spend more time in?
I think the one thing I want to spend more time in is dental. And the reason I say that is because when I first started here, I knew nothing about dental. I knew what a dentist was, and I think that's where my knowledge ended. And so I hope to come back next year with a little bit more foundational knowledge so I can learn more, because like I said, Dr. Shweta is so skilled and so experienced in her field, and it was kind of hard for her to teach me a lot. She definitely taught me a lot of the basics, but I think it'd be really cool to get some more foundational knowledge and then come back and learn the more like in-depth details from her.
For me, I would like to spend more time in probably gynecology, because I mean, I've always been interested in like the female anatomy and stuff, but now actually listening to baby's heartbeats and learning when the estimated date is, and it was just really, really helpful for me to finally understand everyone's like perspective on things.
This is a final question. A lot of students like you in the high school age group, they hesitate to take up something as intense as a 2-week internship in a hospital. Their primary concern is that they do not have the background knowledge to be able to follow what the doctors say. What's your message to such students?
The doctors here will not judge you. I promise, when I walked in here, I did not know that much anatomy. I knew what like the major organs were maybe, and that was about it. But like I said previously, the doctors are super sweet here, so please don't feel like you're gonna be judged or they're not gonna like you because you don't know as much. If you ever have a question, please just ask them. They will explain it to you. And even if you don't understand after they explain it to you, ask them again, and I promise they're super helpful.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. And along with that, the nurses are so incredibly sweet here. I learned how to take BP for the first time, and it was a really, really nerve-wracking experience for me. I kept procrastinating it, but everybody helped me like gain that experience. So I just really, really appreciated that. And just put yourself out there, ask questions, and I promise no one will judge you. You will open the door and be greeted with a smiling face, I promise.
Would you guys come back next year?
Yes,
100%.
I absolutely would come back.